Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Shade of Jade. I am your host, Jade, and I am really loving spooky season. So, I know this is only my third episode, but I thought, hey, you know what? I'm gonna give a try telling a spooky story because it's October. So, yeah, me wearing all this makeup, that's on purpose. Trying to look like a glowy, scary goth, I guess. I don't know. I just love it. All of the makeup that I am wearing, though, will be in the description box down below. Please, 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 please like, subscribe, and put on the notifications. So for today's story, I will be telling the true story, or should I say true story, because, you know, we don't know, of the doll Annabelle. Now, this is from like the Conjuring series. If you don't know what the Conjuring series is or Annabelle, I'm sorry. It's still gonna be good, but like you should probably go and try to watch that, okay? Because the Conjuring, Annabelle, good movies. They follow Ed and Lorraine Warren and their supernatural investigations, and they're really, really good to a spookster like me. So anyways, I will start by telling you that this took place in the 1970s. I don't have real names of people. I've looked. The only real names of people that I have are for Ed and Lorraine Warren. But yes, this takes place in 1970s. A mother of a nursing student who had a roommate as well. She was also a nursing student. Bought Annabelle the doll for her for a birthday for decorative purposes. Now, I will say that they try to make it more spookier looking in the movie, the Annabelle doll, but really it was a Raggedy Ann doll, which is funny because my daughter, who's 10, was like, they should have just kept it the Raggedy Ann doll because to her, she thinks it's way scarier looking. So, I'll let you guys be the judge of that. Anyways, so this Raggedy Ann doll, she bought her daughter, and her daughter would place it on her bed for decorative purposes, like I said, and she would often put the legs crossed on the doll. Well, some spooky stuff started happening. She came back home and she noticed a lot of times that the legs would be uncrossed. The arms would be in positions that she did not put the arms. But you know what? If she's anything like me, I get letting this go because I'm like, well, did I do that? I mean, you know, throughout your time in the morning, maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I don't pay attention to like how I kept my pillows on my bed or specific things like that. So I guess I would think, okay, well, maybe I didn't cross her legs. I don't know. Well, then spookier stuff started happening, okay? They came in one day and the doll was actually not in the bed. The doll was in a different room. Excuse me while I have some wine because that I would know. I would know if I put the doll in a different room, okay? No. That would spook the crap out of me. But whatever. This happened often. Well, spookier stuff happened, guys. Wait for it. So they would come in and the doll would be in different rooms sometimes. And now mysterious letters, like not letters, notes would appear. And a lot of these notes all the notes look like they were written in children's handwriting and in crayon. And one of the notes was said to have said, "Help me." Well, there were no crayons because, I mean, they're college students. They're going to nursing school. There were no crayons in their apartment that they knew of. So how did this happen? Well, also one day they came, Annabelle was in a different room, and she had blood-like substance. They don't say blood. They don't say if it was blood. They say blood-like substance on her hands and on her chest. Creepy as fuck. So they decided, okay, let's get a psychic medium to come in. We'll you know, let's see what's going on. So a psychic medium comes and she does her little thing, you know, their walkthrough. I don't know if they did a seance or what have you, but the psychic medium did tell them that Annabelle was, well, the doll's name was actually of a young 12-year-old girl named Annabelle. And she had been murdered and left for dead in a field that the apartment complex now was, you know, on top of basically where she had died. So she was in spirit inside the doll, and she was just lonely. She wanted company. And, you know, I feel like I'm open-minded, guys, but I don't know if I could do what they did. They said, you know what? She's lonely. She's a young spirit girl. I mean, what is she going to do? She seems innocent enough. They literally used the words that they would welcome her to stay with them. You know, I wouldn't do that, but whatever. Anyways, so they thought, okay, well, if a little bit of, you know, movement, whatever happens, it's not a big deal. Like, nothing bad's going to happen. Well, they did have a guy, and, you know, I tried to look up if this was a boyfriend, whatever, and I couldn't find specifics. But there was a guy who visited them frequently who kept having a bad feeling even after this. And he slept over one night, and he said he woke up in the middle of the night and the doll was staring at him. And then he remembers the doll wrapping its little doll arms around his neck and strangling him until he passed out and fell back asleep. And then when he woke up, you know, he told the girls, but he, you know, I don't know if they thought, well, you know, you were sleeping, it was probably a bad dream because you already said this doll was creepy, blah, blah, blah. But he claims that he knows that it was not a dream, that this was real happening. I mean, what do you guys think? Anyways, so further along, he's over another night in the future, and there's commotion happening in one of the rooms of their apartment, and it's the room that the doll's in, and there's a lot of banging, like the stuff's being thrown around or whatever. So the guy's like, okay, I'll go in the room, we'll see what's going on. He walks in the room and the doll's just sitting there and nothing's happening, but blood starts like seeping out of his shirt. So he took off his shirt and there's like scratch marks up and down his chest. I think there was like 3 or 4, and they were really deep, is what they claim, that they were deep scratch marks. I mean, obviously he was bleeding. And the weird thing is that the scratch marks all of a sudden disappeared off of his chest with like no bruising, I mean, you know how there's a healing process for things. Well, they were gone within 48 hours. No evidence of them, you know, actually being there. So the girls decided, you know what? F it. We're going to contact the church. This is weird. So they contact the church, and the church leads them to Ed and Lorraine Warren, who are known demonologists. If you don't know who they are, please look them up because they're fucking interesting as hell. So they contact Ed and Lorraine. Ed and Lorraine come to visit their apartment and let the girls know that they were tricked, that Annabelle is not inhibited by a little girl named Annabelle. Basically, it's just a Raggedy Ann doll, and it's inhibited by a demon. Scary shit. So the demon needed to be welcomed before it could, you know, escalate things. So they got tricked because they did welcome Annabelle, if you remember, because they thought she was a young girl. She was innocent. She was just going to chill, not be lonely, you know, whatever, roam around their house. Still, this bitch wouldn't be okay with that, but whatever, You let, everybody's different. So anyways, the doll is a demon, well, possessed by a demon, and the demon needed to be welcomed in. They did that, and the demon wanted to possess them and then have them kill themselves, basically have them killed, or I don't know if they wanted to have them kill themselves or, you know, murdered and whatever creepy demon, what, I don't know how demons think, you know. It's interesting. So anyways, Ed and Lorraine say, look, we're gonna take this doll, we're gonna take care of it for you, because they do have a room in their home where they put possessions that are said to be possessed, and they bless it. They pray over it, they bless them. I think it's once a month, and it's supposed to take care of, you know, the demons, the evil coming out and actually doing shit to us outside in the real world. So, which, can we talk about that? I could never have a room in my house and do that. Like, okay, I believe in God. I believe in, you know, praying and prayer works, and that God's more powerful than the devil. But I still don't want a bunch of possessed stuff in any room of my house. Like, no, I don't. God bless them, okay? I don't know. That's all I gotta say about that. So anyways, on their way home, though, from taking Annabelle, weird shit started to happen. They had, their car would stall a few times actually, and then their car would rear over to oncoming traffic. Ed literally had to stop the vehicle and pour holy water over the doll and pray over it so it, you know, they could just make it home. So anyways, they get it home, they put it in their little room with all their other little possessed shit, and a priest comes and visits. I don't know how long after, doesn't give specifics. The priest comes to visit, and kind of, I won't say mock, he just says that, you know, that God's more powerful than demons, so like people shouldn't fear it, people shouldn't fear Annabelle, she's just a doll, and if she is possessed, basically big whoop, because it's a fake, I mean not fake, it's a little demon, and Jesus and God are like, you know, way bigger than that. And I'm not saying I believe it or not, whatever. But on his way home from that dinner, he got into a car accident. And apparently he later tells Ed and Lorraine that before the accident actually occurred, he was looking in his rear view mirror. I can't talk. And in the mirror, he saw Annabelle and then got into a vehicle accident. So Ed and Lorraine are like, look, we need to do something more than just keep this doll in the room. They made a cute little, well, I mean, a little prison for it, a little see-through shelf for it, put it in there. Around the casing of the shelf, they had scriptures from the Bible around it. They would bless it. They had crosses around it. And everything seemed to be going good. And it was like a little museum area that people would visit because they, you know, people, I'm weird. I would go visit this museum. I'm saying I wouldn't have a room in my house, but I would go visit the museum. I don't know if that's smart, but whatever. So a college boy one time visited Ed and Lorraine's little museum of creepy possessed shit, and he was mocking Annabelle and saying while he was there, if you're real, you're gonna scratch me or do this and do that, and he was, you know, he's being a little ridiculous, so he was asked to leave. So him and his girlfriend left. They were on their little motorcycle. He was driving, and the girlfriend says that they were talking about the Annabelle doll, and he was talking his little shit, mocking it, and they got into an accident. This guy died in that accident. And his girlfriend lived to tell this, but she took about 11 or 12 months, I heard, like healing from whatever happened to her in this accident. It took her 11 or 12 months to recover. So another sip of wine, because that's fucking creepy, dude. Anyways, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that not crazy? I don't know, like, I don't know why, I still don't get why Ed and Lorraine, like, keep this shit. Like, wouldn't you just burn it, or just burning it, like, make it not, like, does it come back? I don't understand. If you guys know further information about this story, or why Ed and Lorraine would keep this stuff instead of destroying it, let me know in the comment box down below. But that's basically the end of the story, the real story of the Annabelle doll. Nothing more that I read could happen after this. College student, not that it's nothing, because somebody lost their life. That's a big deal. What do you guys think? Coincidence? Was it him mocking Annabelle and she took her revenge on him? I don't know. Something to think about, guys. Let me know if you enjoyed this little Halloween special. I love everything, you know, spooky, scary, true crime. If you guys want me to continue doing this, let me know. Like I said before, if you enjoy this, push the like button, hit the subscribe, and push your notifications. And I will for sure do more of these, even outside of Halloween time. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you, beautiful people. Bye.